Welcome back to the channel where we uncover rare coins, hidden treasures, and the fascinating stories behind the money in your pocket. Rarest coins. In today's video, we're taking a close look at the 1967 Washington quarter dollar. While it's a common year and a coin most people overlook, some rare versions of this coin have been valued at unbelievable prices, with one rumored to have sold for as much as $1.3 million. That's right, a simple 25-cent coin from 1967, now worth more than $1 million. Sounds impossible? Let's dive into the facts, the history, the details that make this coin valuable, and what you should be looking for. To understand why the 1967 quarter is special, we need to look at the history behind it. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. It quickly became the standard quarter in American currency and remained largely unchanged for decades. But 1967 was a unique year in U.S. coinage history. Just a few years earlier, in 1965, the United States Mint stopped using silver in quarters and switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This decision was made in response to a nationwide silver shortage. So by 1967, quarters no longer contained any silver, and coin collecting was booming. To prevent people from hoarding coins, the U.S. Mint decided to take a few unusual steps during the mid-60s, and 1967 was right in the middle of that. For one, quarters from 1965 to 1967 were produced without mint marks. That means you won't find AD for Denver or AP for Philadelphia on these coins. The Mint intentionally removed mint marks during this period to discourage collectors from saving new coins based solely on where they were made. So every 1967 quarter looks similar on the surface, just the year, the classic Washington design, and no mint mark. But as with many things in the world of coin collecting, the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. Let's talk numbers. The U.S. Mint produced more than 1.5 billion quarters in 1967. Yes, billion with a B. So finding a 1967 quarter is not hard. But finding one that's rare, valuable, and possibly worth over $1 million? That takes a combination of factors, and that's exactly what we're going to explore. Point one of the key things to look for is a mint error. Mint errors can occur at any stage of the coin's production, and in some rare cases, they lead to coins that are totally unique. Some 1967 quarters have been discovered with dramatic off-center strikes, double die obverse, or even struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the quarter was accidentally made using the blank for another coin, like a dime or a foreign coin. For example, a 1967 quarter struck on a silver planchet instead of a copper-nickel one would be a major error, since silver was no longer used in regular quarters after 1964. If a silver planchet was mistakenly used in 1967, and that coin survived in mint condition, its value could reach astronomical levels. Another incredibly rare type of error is a transitional error. This happens when a coin from one year is accidentally struck using the dies or materials from a previous year. A transitional 1967 quarter struck on a leftover silver planchet, or with a double die from an earlier year, would be a collector's dream. Now let's talk about condition. Coin grading is done on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS 70 is considered a perfect mint state coin with no flaws. Most 1967 quarters that were circulated show heavy wear, scratches, or discoloration, but a few, extremely rare examples have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, sometimes even from special government-issued sets. These coins, when certified and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can reach staggering values. In fact, one of the finest known examples of a 1967 Washington quarter in mint state condition, combined with a rare error, is reported to have sold at a private auction for as much as $1.3 million. That's right, a coin that most people wouldn't even glance at could be $1 million masterpiece if it checks all the boxes. So what should you be looking for in your 1967 quarters? First, check the condition. If the coin looks shiny, crisp, and free from scratches or wear, that's a good sign. Next, examine both sides carefully under a magnifying glass or loupe. Look for any signs of doubling, off-center design elements, unusual thickness or color, or anything that looks out of place. If something seems off, it could be a valuable error. Also, weigh the coin if you can. A standard 1967 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet. a rare and valuable mistake. If you believe you've found something special, the next step is to send it to a professional coin grading service. Do not clean the coin, as that can damage it and reduce its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and have it evaluated. The grading service will confirm its authenticity, assign a grade, and identify any errors or unique features. Once a coin is graded and certified, it can be sold at auction or through a dealer, often for tens of thousands of dollars. And in some incredibly rare cases, even more than $1 million. So, is every 1967 Washington quarter worth a fortune? No. Most are still just worth face value. But there are a few out there, hiding in collections or even in pocket change, that could be worth a fortune. And the only way to know is to check carefully, because the next $1 million coin might be sitting in your coin jar right now. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on our next video where we uncover even more rare coins and collectibles. Drop a comment if you found a 1967 quarter or if you have any questions about coins you're curious about. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck with your treasure search. Let me know if you'd like a version tailored for short-form platforms or if you want a follow-up video about grading, selling, or spotting counterfeit coins. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and stories that prove pocket change can sometimes be worth a fortune. If you've ever wondered whether that old quarter in your drawer could be worth more than face value, you're in the right place. Rarest coins. Today we're taking a deep dive into the 1990 Washington quarter. It's a coin that's typically worth just 25 cents, and yet one example sold for a shocking $1.2 million. That's right, a 1990 quarter from the Denver Mint, a coin that most people would overlook. Turned out to be one of the rarest and most valuable coins of its kind. So what happened here? What makes this particular quarter so incredibly rare and valuable? Stick around because we're going to cover the history of the Washington quarter, the 1990 mintage, what errors to look for, how to tell if your coin is special, and the full story behind the $1 million find. Let's start with a little background. The Washington quarter first entered circulation in 1932, designed to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. It was never intended to be a permanent coin, but the public liked it, and it quickly became a fixture in American currency. For decades, these quarters were struck in 90% silver, but starting in 1965, the U.S. Mint moved to a copper-nickel-clad composition to save on costs and prevent hoarding during the silver shortage. By the time we get to 1990, the Washington quarter had already been in production for nearly 60 years. The coin still featured George Washington's profile on the obverse and the heraldic eagle design on the reverse. Now here's where things start to get interesting. The 1990 quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small D Mint mark on the right side of the coin, just behind Washington's ponytail. That year, the Denver Mint produced over 927 million quarters. That's right, nearly a billion of them. So why would anyone pay over $1 million for just one? In general, 1990 quarters are extremely common. In circulated condition, they're worth 25 cents. Even in uncirculated condition, most are only worth a few dollars. But as collectors know, it's the outliers, the unexpected, the rare mint errors, the perfect strikes that make all the difference. And one 1990 quarter turned out to be anything but ordinary. So let's talk about the 1990 Washington quarter that stunned the coin collecting world. This specific coin was a rare and dramatic mint error. It was struck on a planchet meant for a different coin, a planchet made of solid silver. That shouldn't have been possible in 1990, since silver quarters hadn't been struck for general circulation since 1964. But sometimes, leftover silver planchets, maybe from a commemorative coin or even an experimental batch, accidentally make their way into the regular minting process. That's exactly what appears to have happened here. The coin was not only struck on a silver planchet, but the strike was flawless. It had full details, brilliant luster, and razor-sharp edges. It was graded by a leading grading service as MS-68, a nearly perfect mint state coin. That kind of quality, combined with the silver error, made it one of a kind. And when it went to auction, collectors recognized the rarity immediately. The bid started strong and only got stronger. By the time the final hammer fell, the coin had sold for $1.2 million. That 1990 quarter instantly became one of the most valuable modern coins in existence. Now the big question, could you have a valuable 1990 D-quarter. The odds are slim, but not zero. And if you want to know what to look for, here are some tips. First, check the weight. A regular 1990 D-clad quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. A silver quarter, however, will weigh around 6.25 grams. A precise digital scale can help you spot the difference. Second, look at the edge. A clad quarter will have a visible copper stripe along the edge, while a silver coin will have a solid silver-colored edge. Third, listen to the sound. A silver coin makes a higher-pitched ringing tone when tapped against another coin or dropped gently. Fourth, pay attention to condition. Coins in mint state condition, especially with full detail and original luster, can bring high prices even without major errors. Finally, if you believe you've found something unusual, do not clean the coin. Cleaning a rare coin can destroy its value instantly. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. You might be wondering why someone would pay over $1 million for a single quarter. The answer comes down to rarity, condition, and historical significance. Rare mint errors like the 1990 D Silver Strike are not just collector's items, they're part of U.S. mint history. They represent moments where something went unexpectedly wrong in a tightly controlled process, and those moments are incredibly appealing to collectors. When you combine a one-of-a-kind error with perfect preservation and a strong backstory, you get a coin that becomes a trophy piece, something that every high-end collector dreams of owning. And the value? That's driven by what someone is willing to pay for a truly unique piece of American history. So there you have it. The unbelievable story of the 1990 D Washington quarter that turned a 25-cent coin into a $1.2 million treasure. It's a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary-looking things can hold extraordinary value. That the spare change in your pocket might just be hiding a secret. So go ahead, check your change, dig through your coin jars, and pay attention to the details. You never know what you might find. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories about rare coins and hidden treasures. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1990 D quarter or if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Let me know if you'd like a blog article version of this script or help creating a thumbnail title or description for your video. Welcome back to the channel that explores rare coins, hidden treasures, and the real-life stories of money that could change your life. Today, we are talking about a coin that may be sitting unnoticed in a drawer, a coin that looks ordinary but, under the right conditions, could be worth an unbelievable $1.4 million. That coin is the 1994 P. Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter from 1994, minted in Philadelphia and marked with the letter P, has reportedly sold for an astonishing $1.4 million. So how is it possible? What makes this coin special? And more importantly, could you have one of these rare pieces in your possession without even knowing it? Let's get into it. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American pocket change since 1932. It was originally released to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The front of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Washington designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The reverse side, for coins minted prior to 1999, features a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows and olive branches. Now let's talk specifically about the 1994 P quarter. The P mint mark tells us it was minted in Philadelphia. In that year, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters. To be exact, more than 825 million 1994 P quarters were produced. So on the surface, this coin seems common. It's easy to think that there's nothing special about it. But the real story is in the details. In the world of numismatics, which is the study and collection of coins, value is determined by more than just the date and mint mark. 3 things make a coin valuable: rarity, condition, and demand. If a coin is rare because of a mistake or a low survival rate, if it is in pristine condition, and if collectors are actively searching for it, then the price can go sky-high. So how does the 1994 P. Washington quarter go from a pocket change coin to being worth over $1 million? The answer lies in a combination of extreme rarity and a significant mint error. Let's start with mint errors. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year, and occasionally, something goes wrong during production. When that happens, a few coins may leave the mint with mistakes that were never intended to be released to the public. These can include double dies, off-center strikes, coins struck on the wrong planchet, and even coins struck multiple times. If these coins make it into circulation and are later discovered, they become extremely collectible. In the case of the 1994 P quarter, there have been reports of a specific error that collectors believe is among the rarest in modern U.S. coin history. That is a 1994 P quarter that was struck on a 90% silver planchet, a type of coin blank that should not have been in use at the Philadelphia Mint that year. Since regular quarters after 1964 were no longer made with silver, this represents a major minting error. If a silver planchet from a previous year got mixed in and was struck with a 1994 die, the result would be a one-of-a-kind coin. On top of that, if such a coin was found in pristine, uncirculated condition, what collectors refer to as mint state, and professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth an incredible amount. In fact, one such error coin is believed to have sold in a private auction for as much as $1.4 million, setting a record for a modern quarter. But even without an error, some 1994 P quarters in perfect condition have fetched thousands of dollars at auction. Coins graded at the highest levels, MS 67, MS 68, and especially MS 69, are extremely rare because most coins enter circulation and quickly show signs of wear. Even small scratches, dings, or discoloration can prevent a coin from reaching those elite grades. But if you happen to have a 1994 P quarter that has been stored safely, possibly even in an original mint set, it could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. So what should you look for? First, check the condition of your 1994 P quarter. Does it look new, sharp, and shiny? Are the details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers clearly visible? If so, you may want to consider having it graded professionally. Next, check for any unusual features. Is the coin unusually heavy or light? Does it have an odd color or sound different when dropped on a table? These can be signs that the coin was struck on a wrong planchet. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the text for doubling or misalignment. Look closely at the date and the lettering on both sides. If you believe you've found something special, your next step is to contact a professional grading company. They will examine the coin, certify it, and assign it a grade. That certificate turns your coin into an official collectible and gives you a much clearer idea of its market value. And here's a piece of advice. Never clean your coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce the value significantly. Even a high-grade coin can become almost worthless to collectors if it's been improperly cleaned. To wrap it up, the 1994 P Washington quarter is usually a common coin. But under the right circumstances, especially with a rare mint error or in mint condition, it can become incredibly valuable. In one extraordinary case, a rare 1994 P quarter with a minting mistake is believed to have sold for as much as $1.4 million. And while most people will never come across such a coin, there's always a chance that one could be hiding in a roll of quarters, in a family coin jar, or even in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more rare coin stories, collecting tips, and updates on valuable finds. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a strange-looking quarter or if you're curious about any other coins in your collection. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your change, because that 1 in a million coin could be closer than you think. If you'd like a follow-up script on how to sell a valuable coin, how to get it graded, or what tools collectors use to spot errors, just let me know, and I can put that together for you. Welcome back to the channel, Rarest Coins. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that has coin collectors buzzing. Could a 1996 P Washington quarter really be worth up to $1.2 million? That's right, a regular-looking quarter from your pocket change could turn out to be a life-changing treasure. In this video, we're going to break down the history of the Washington quarter, the details of the 1996 P Mint, the features that make certain coins extremely valuable, and what you should be looking for. So stick around, because this could be one of the most valuable videos you watch today. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter has been part of U.S. coinage since 1932. It was originally released to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by John Flanagan, features a profile of Washington on the obverse, or front of the coin, and the reverse typically featured an eagle with outstretched wings. The quarter has gone through a number of changes over the years, especially with the 50-state quarters program starting in 1999, but in 1996, the classic eagle design was still in use. Now, what makes the 1996 P quarter so special? First, Let's talk about what the P means. It indicates the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1996, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 900 million Washington quarters. Yes, you heard that right. Over 900 million. So, by all means, the 1996 P should be an extremely common coin. You'd think it couldn't possibly be worth more than face value. But here's where things get interesting in the world of coin collecting. It's not just about how many coins were minted. It's about rarity, condition, errors, and demand. There are reports of a 1996 P Washington quarter that sold for a whopping $1.2 million. Now, before you go checking under your couch cushions, let's clarify something important. The majority of 1996 P quarters are worth exactly 25 cents. But a few extremely rare examples are worth serious money. And here's why. One of the most valuable coins in this category is a 1996 P quarter with an extreme mint error or a perfect high-grade condition, certified by a professional grading service. Coins graded MS 67 or MS 68, for example, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars because they are almost flawless. MS stands for mint state, and it's a grading scale that goes from 60 to 70. A coin graded MS 70 is considered perfect with no post-production imperfections visible under magnification. But even more valuable are the rare mint error coins. These can include double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, or coins struck over other coins. If a 1996 P quarter shows a dramatic and highly unusual error that can launch its value into the stratosphere. For example, imagine a quarter that was struck on a nickel planchet or one with a clearly doubled image on the obverse. These types of minting mistakes are extremely rare, and collectors will pay big money for them. In one confirmed case, a 1996 P quarter with multiple errors and in pristine condition was auctioned off for over $1 million due to its combination of uniqueness and perfection. Let's break it down. There are three main factors that could make your 1996 P quarter worth a fortune. First, mint errors. Look closely at both sides of your coin. Are there any strange shapes, missing letters, or double images? Second, condition. If your coin has never been circulated and shows no scratches, nicks, or signs of wear, it might be a candidate for professional grading. Third, rarity and certification. Any coin worth more than face value should be authenticated and graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. This adds credibility and allows collectors to confidently pay top dollar. Now, you might be wondering how to check your own quarters. It's actually pretty simple. Grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, sit under a good light, and look carefully at the details of the coin. Check Washington's hair, the letters in the word Liberty, the year, and the mint mark. Compare them to verified images of rare coins online. If you think you found something, the next step is to get the coin graded professionally. Even if it turns out not to be a $1 million coin, the process is fascinating and you'll learn a ton about coin collecting. So, is it true that a 1996 P Washington quarter can be worth $1.2 million? Yes, in extremely rare and specific cases. But don't be discouraged if your quarter isn't worth that much. Many examples in high grade or with minor errors still sell for decent money, and the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. That quarter in your pocket might just be hiding a valuable secret. Before we wrap up, here's one last tip. Keep an eye out not just for 1996 P quarters, but for other modern coins with errors. The US Mint produces billions of coins each year, and mistakes happen more often than you might think. Being alert and informed can pay off big time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content on rare coins, valuable collectibles, and hidden treasures. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or have questions about other years and types. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Let me know if you'd like a version tailored for a short-form video, like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Welcome back to the channel where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories behind the money sitting right in your pocket. Today we're talking about a coin that has recently made headlines and caught the attention of collectors everywhere. That's the 1995 D Washington quarter, a coin that could be worth up to $1.3 million in the right condition with the right features. Yes, you heard that right. A regular-looking quarter from 1995 minted in Denver could be $1 million piece. Let's dive into the history, the details, the value, and the reasons why some of these coins are selling for insane prices. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since it was first introduced in 1932. It was designed to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a portrait of Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The reverse for the standard quarters up until 1998 featured a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings. That design became one of the most familiar pieces of American coinage and was struck in billions of pieces over the decades. Now let's jump to the 1995 D quarter specifically. The D Mint mark means it was minted at the Denver Mint in Colorado. That year, over 1 billion quarters were struck in Denver. So on the surface, it sounds like a totally ordinary coin. Nothing special, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. Because while most 1995 D quarters are indeed only worth 25 cents, there are a few rare varieties and conditions that have blown collectors away and fetched jaw-dropping prices, including one rumored to have sold for an unbelievable $1.3 million. So what could possibly make a coin like that worth so much? The answer comes down to three powerful factors in the world of coin collecting. First, extreme rarity due to mint errors. Second, perfect or near-perfect condition. And third, collector demand driven by uniqueness and verification. Let's talk about mint errors first. Some 1995 D quarters have been found with striking mistakes, like double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet. One of the most famous types of error that can occur on any coin is a double die error, where the design appears to be doubled because of a misalignment during the die production process. If a 1995 D quarter has a double die error, especially one that's easily visible to the naked eye, it becomes extremely valuable. Then there are quarters with dramatic off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank coin wasn't properly aligned when it was struck. And of course, there's the legendary category of coins that were accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal blank entirely, like a dime planchet or even a foreign coin. These kinds of errors are incredibly rare, and when they are paired with a coin in perfect condition, the value skyrockets. Now let's get into condition, which is just as important as rarity. In coin grading, a system called the Sheldon scale is used, which ranks coins from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS 70 is considered a perfect mint state coin, with absolutely no flaws visible even under magnification. In 1995, millions of coins entered circulation almost immediately, so very few survived in perfect condition. But if someone saved a fresh, untouched roll from the Denver Mint, and those coins remained uncirculated and well-preserved, they could be among the finest known. And here's where it gets even more exciting. A 1995 D quarter that combined both a rare mint error and a near-perfect grade was certified by a top grading agency and is reported to have sold for $1.3 million at a private auction. This wasn't just a fluke. The coin was authenticated, professionally graded, and sold to a high-end collector who knew its value and rarity. So what should you look for in your own 1995 D quarters? Start with condition. If the coin looks brand new, shiny, and uncirculated, that's a great sign. Next, look for errors. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and examine the details. Pay close attention to the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Are any of the letters doubled? Is anything off-center? Does the coin feel thinner or thicker than usual? These little clues could be signs of a valuable error, and if you think you've found something, don't jump straight to selling it. The first thing you should do is get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will not only grade the coin but also authenticate any errors. That certificate of authenticity is what turns a maybe valuable coin into a guaranteed collectible that buyers are willing to pay top dollar for. Now I know what you're thinking. What are the chances of actually finding a coin like this? Honestly, the odds are small. But here's the truth. Coins worth hundreds of thousands or even millions are still being found in circulation, in coin rolls from the bank, and in old collections. And unlike the lottery, checking your change doesn't cost a thing. It's free to look, and the reward could be life-changing. To recap, the 1995 D Washington quarter is normally worth just face value. But a few rare examples with serious mint errors, in top-grade condition, have sold for shocking amounts, including one coin that reportedly brought in $1.3 million. These coins are a reminder that valuable treasures can be hiding in plain sight. So next time you get change at the grocery store or pull out an old jar of coins, take a few minutes to look at the dates and mint marks. You never know what you might find. The $1 million coin might already be in your pocket. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content about rare coins, hidden history, and collectibles that could change your life. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have a 1995 D quarter that you want help identifying. Until next time, keep searching and stay curious. Let me know if you want this version adapted for a short-form video, an article format, or if you'd like a follow-up script about how to get your coins graded and sold.